Hi, hello everybody. Nice to meet again. So, welcome to this live, conscious life podcast. I'm Dr. Laura Nassi. I'm an integrative oncologist and an astrologer, and this is the astrology and health season. This is episode number 8. And today is the 9th of June of 2021. And today is a big day. We've been wandering over the different signs in the zodiac according to the new moons. And tomorrow we have this new moon in Gemini, the third one since we started this cycle. And we started with the first sign of the zodiac with Aries, and continued with Taurus, and now we have a whole month to talk about Gemini. And tomorrow is a new moon in Gemini, and it coincides with a solar eclipse. So this is a very powerful day, very powerful energies that you might be sensing already in the sky. So just as we explained eclipses last time, it's like if we are in a dinner party and it's the earth and the sun talking together, and this time is the moon that comes in between the conversation and casts some shadow on the sun. So for some time we're not going to be able to see the sun in all its light. It's like if someone put the light off, and in the northern hemisphere tomorrow you might be able to experience some of this putting off the light. For some time the sun might get colder and the light might get dimmer. And what this means is that that's what happens astronomically, and astrologically the meaning that has been given to this type of eclipses, of a solar eclipse, is precisely the fact that the moon, which represents our emotions, which represents the water in us, or our emotional part, is coming in between this conversation, and it may bring some of these emotions to come up in us without us knowing, without advice, without notice. So these days we may be feeling some emotional urges, something like it's taking us emotionally, some emotional turmoil that is taking us. We're being taken by emotions. And it might reflect some things in the past, it might bring some images, some memories. So it might be a powerful day and a powerful few days with this solar eclipse in Gemini. And what about the sign in Gemini? Gemini is a sign of the twins. Gemini always asks us to look at the other side of us, or the other person who's reflecting us, so the other one. So at one level it's a good time to think about what is that other part of me that I don't express so much, or that has been hidden within, or that is always hiding and not showing up. So what about that other part of me, that twin within me? So that's one level of questioning regarding Gemini. But also Gemini has to do with communication and all the thought process. So it has to do with the mental structures that we have developed in order to perceive reality. So Gemini always asks us to review and to reflect on our thought processes, our beliefs, on what is conditioning the way we take information in our lives. So, and tomorrow, precisely that it's a new moon in Gemini, with a solar eclipse. So it's not only a new moon, but a new moon in between, for a short period in between the Earth and the Sun. It brings this alignment of the planets. It brings a big flux of information to us in Earth. So with this new moon that coincides with this eclipse in Gemini, it's a good moment to review, to reflect, to reconsider the way we think, the way we see life, the way we perceive. Because along the way, we have developed some kind of eyeglasses through which we look at reality. You've seen how some people have these eyeglasses that are very optimistic and everything looks shiny, and these are people that are always going forward and looking at the bright side, and a lot of times maybe denying or just going over the rough, the difficult, because they're just looking at the bright side. So that's one type of glasses, which may be very convenient to look at life and be more optimistic and be hopeful, but it might also bring some downsides, in the sense that people who deny some alarms, for example, some alarms that the body might be given, and then they suddenly get sick because they haven't heard what the body was already telling them. You know, you're not sleeping enough, or you're not taking good care of yourself. But also there are some other alarms that may be coming in relationships, and people just, this type of people always looking at the bright side might ignore these signals, and then suddenly they're facing a big crisis in their relationship because they haven't heard or taken care of the small advices that things were not going so smoothly. So that's one type of eyeglasses, but there's many types of eyeglasses. Some other people have the eyeglasses that are the worrying or the preoccupying. So everything is some type of concern, of worry, and they're always looking at the problem within a situation or the obstacle. And some other people have the magnifying glasses, so everything looks much bigger and much horrible and much catastrophic than what it really is. Or some people might have the all or none type of glasses, black or white, so they don't see grays in their lives. So if you've told me this, then it means that you are like this, and it's this extreme type of thinking and perceiving reality. So these days it's a good time to start reconsidering, observing, developing that observant within us, and observing what type of eyeglasses do I usually use? How do I perceive reality? We know now, when quantum physics explains how reality is different according to who's observing it. So the same episode might be described differently by 10 different people that were observing it, because each one will look from their own viewpoint and with their own eyeglasses. So what is the type of eyeglasses that I usually use, and how is this conditioning the way I see life? Is this making me see life more obscure, more difficult, and more pessimistic than it really is? Or is it making me feel that I'm more alone and without company and without help than what truly I am accompanied, or I could be helped? Or is it making me see life much more optimistic and skipping the obstacles, just like we skip the ads in the YouTube, just skipping the obstacles and trying to advance without processing things that life bring us to grow and to evolve. So it might be a good time to think and reconsider and observe, what type of eyeglasses am I using? What type of very typical of a solar eclipse in Gemini, some problems with communication. So I'm not sure that you're on the other side. But this is what happens when Mercury is retrograde, and we're talking about Gemini and communication. So I wish you a good week. I hope that some of what has been said and expressed can help you to live and experience whatever is going on these days, and especially tomorrow with the solar eclipse. And may you find some peace and some clarity within your mind, within your soul. Have a good week.